what in the world is going to happen? What is going to happen here? We have a big decision to make, and I have zero clue which direction we're going. I say we, but more so me and Hamari, what her decision is going to be. I say I have no clue where we're going. I have an idea, I believe, because my assumption here is I don't love you the way that you love me, or at least I don't think that's the case, but I'm not actually certain, so I have to actually figure out what that word means to me and how that makes me feel, because I've never actually developed, that feeling past relation to like family or like pets or something. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know how that feels towards somebody else. And I believe it's going to almost be Himari's journey now of figuring out exactly what that means, while we saw something with Yori at the beginning and her not understanding it and then immediately being able to feel it at first sight, and then trying to now put those words and everything into song so that she can create this. And that was her struggle to start with. This would be like a good reference point for her now, having to see on the other side somebody else who you think was so open and so capable of using this word constantly doesn't actually have a real feeling on what this actually means to her, which I think is cool. So now we have to see, will we get an answer here? Will we be told that we need a lot of time? Will we, I don't know. I think, I mean, I believe things will go well at some point. I just don't know when. We also saw Aki's involved here because clearly she has a thing for Yori. So is she going to get involved and try and be the middleman here, and help him out, give her friend what she wants? Or is she going to also get involved in a negative way and try and take her for herself, or try and throw some other people off and cause some drama and some things? I don't know. But regardless, I've enjoyed the first 2 episodes a lot, so I'm very excited to see what's to come. I hope you guys do as well. If you like it all, like and subscribe. They mean a lot to me. Feel free to stick around for the discussion. Let me comments with this episode or this series. Let's get going with Whisper Me a Love Song, episode 3. But what does that mean? I'm still just gonna say that's not true. I'm just gonna say you don't understand this. You're aware but not aware, As we see, she's loosely used the word for so long. A life, you mean? What do you mean it used to make sense? And then immediately you were like, oh. Oh. No. No, he's awesome. The distinction between them. No, but yes. Right. Fun. I like when they do this to indicate like the flashbacks and stuff. Did it leave you to believe your love was wrong? You had the opportunity to claim it, and what did you do? You were right. And that's okay. That's natural. I love the different things she does with her hair, always. They're all really cute. Snapping! But now that word, just once again. Some things happen. Isn't that what you wanted? Oh, no. I forgot she was well aware, actually. I'm sorry. She was aware. That she didn't like her like that. Right. She told her sister. I had to make sure. I don't know. That's why I'm the way I am right now. No, there's some deep shit, dude. Let it happen. I like her eyes a lot, though. I don't know what it is. Green and black are like such a good compliment to each other. We need more characters that have that. We need some time. She doesn't know.
輩のことはすごく好きなの。そんじゃ何も悩むことない。でも
Differently,
みきちゃんのこ
brother.
とも好き。
Okay, now she's gonna feel weird. Or does she get it? You gotta explain. You gotta expand on what you're saying.
うん。ひまりのことは
Right.
聞いたことないもん。恋愛の好きってよくわかんないって気持ちとか。いおり先輩が私のもの。ダメか。そんじゃあ一番わかりやすいのは。え、なになに。ハグとかキスとかしたいかどうか。どうよ、したい？わかんない。
Maybe we're gonna try it and see.
くても付き合ってみるって人も多いじゃんね。
Hmm.
好きじゃないのに？うん。付き合うの？
Just see where things go.
そういうのもありなの？
It is. I don't love when that's the case, but it is.
あいつのこと好きで付き合ったよ。そうだよね。あの時のみきちゃんめっちゃ嬉しそうだったから。うっさい。まあでもあいつとはお互い好きで付き合っても別れちゃったわけで。あ、ごめん。
I mean, it happens. It
未
happens.
練とか全くないからね。
Are you?
とにかく付き合い方にもいろいろあるって話よ。
Right.
そうなのかな。
There are. And some work for others and some don't, you know?
ないと思う。いろんな選択肢があるわけだし。
Some people prefer certain ways
好
too.
きじゃないなら付き合わない。
Mm-hmm.
その選択に縛られなくていいんじゃない？もう一回ちゃんと考えてみる。よかった。いつものひまりっぽくなってきた。一緒にどうかしら。
God, can you not latch onto this girl for once? I feel bad for her.
チューしていい？うん。
She will.
あんたたち。
She will.
冗談だっての。
Think something happened on her date? Maybe we should ask. See if she shows up. Oh, fuck. This will be a big test.
来てないよね。
She's right behind you. Don't even worry.
放課後も来ない。何焦ってんだろう。考えといてとか言ったくせに。 付き合えるかもっていう期待と振られた時この関係がどうなるのかって不安で押しつぶされそうにな。水口か？ しっかり私なりに考えて必ずお返事します。
Alright. That's sweet.
固まったらすぐ屋上に行き
That's
ますね。
sweet.
連絡来た
Right.
死ぬほど嬉しい。
It's turned redder than I've ever seen somebody.
両思いではなかったかもしれない。でも木野さんが私のことをすごく真剣に考えてくれ。
Right, and we appreciate that. She didn't just brush it off. You're not the only one thinking about it. It's not only weighing on your mind. Quick run in after school. Something light. Oh, no. Not you again.
Yeah.
She hasn't done anything wrong. I should just state that as well. There's no reason for me not to like her. It's just the possibility of what she might be trying to do that scares me.
攻撃してる猫がめっちゃ面白かったんよね。
Even cat things don't get her excited. You can tell she's down right now.
もういろいろ動物の面白動画があったんだけど。私さ、あの子に告白した。今返事待ってんだ。大丈夫そうじゃん。ご心配どうも。フラッペが飲みたい。飲めば。
Little shift in emotion right before she's able to pump herself into coming, right? That was extremely subtle. いおり先輩にどう返事するかずっと考えてる。Such a big weight on somebody's mind. Ugh. やっぱりまだよくわからない。でも Let's be honest, a lot of people don't. 楽しかったな。付き合ったとして結局いおり先輩を好きになれなかったら。Yeah, what would that do to her, right? How unfair could that be? 先輩との関係って、and also figuring that out afterwards, it's tough. 出張大変だろうけど頑張ってね。帰ってくる日は Talk to your mom. Ask her. She seems happy. Talk to her. Let's bring family into this. They never do this in anime. Do it.
だまあね
Why does she have to be married?
パパの
It
こと
should have
大好
been
きだ
me.
からなんかいいなあひまちゃんにも素敵な恋人ができるわよあでもパパが嫉妬しちゃうかも
What a guy. What a guy. What a visual.
始めたの
There you go. Ask. Ask. I love this. I actually love this so much.
告白されたのえ高一の頃から付き合ってるのうん付き合い始めたのは高3の夏
Oh, okay. But still. Wow, insane. Where have I seen that? I don't think Yuri would be like that, though. Wow, crazy.
に行ったんだけどその時にね
And you were just like,
この人のこと好きって思ったのそれからはずっとラブラブ
good. Hey, good for him. You know what? I'm happy for him. He said, "Fuck it." He said, "I'm holding strong for 3 years," and look at it. It paid off. 15 years later, look where he's at. Minimum 15. It might even be more.
なんかやっと自分がどうしたいか分かった気がする先輩に今の気持ちを伝えよう
Just spill it.
私の正直な気持ちを
Cool. Tomorrow, on the roof. Lock in, buddy. Look at her little icon. That's so cute. I appreciate her telling her this, but like, she's gonna have an awful day at school today, right? Like, you're aware of that, right? Her sleep was probably awful because of what you said. Would have been nuts if she wasn't on the roof.
より先輩
She said, "Fuck your feelings." I'm not showing up. You made me wait. I ain't doing it.
私の気持ち聞いてもらっていいですかうん座ろうか
That's the whole reason we're here.
先輩のことが好きです
Don't get your hopes up.
でもその好きは
Okay.
恋愛とは違ってそうだよ
Why did we shift to the style? No.
私そもそも恋愛の好きっていうのがわからないんですだからこれからも一緒に過ごして
See if I can sort out my feelings in the time.
好きと思ったらその時は私とそれってチャンスくれるってことだよね
Well, it's not really you. It's more of I'm trying to figure things out on my own, but yeah. But I do want to be together, boy, yeah.
ごめんなさいすごい私わがままで木野さん
She just wants to be around you, dude.
ゆり先輩を傷つける結果になったらそれはすごく嫌で
Let's take things slow and steady.
ほら大丈夫だから泣かないで私はまっすぐな木野さんが大好きだ私さ告白した後
I mean, yeah, you ran away.
木野さんに振られて今までの関係が崩れたらどうしよう だから前向きな返事がもらえてすごく嬉しいよそう言ってもらえて私も嬉しいですすみません感極まりました会いに来てもいいですか
Yes.
もちろん私は常に会いたいから改めて木野さんのこともっと惚れさせるから覚悟してねさーてなんか歌おっかなより先輩
That might actually become true. It might already be true. You know, I only see like 5 cat things. I thought that there would be way more in your room.
ほんと幸せすぎ。付き合ってくれるってことでいいんだよね。絶対木野さんを振り向かせたい。そのために何かできること一つしかないじゃん。さてと、
Song.
そろそろ次やる曲を決めないとね。そりゃそうだけど、そもそもボーカルを決めんと。
No, you got it. Don't
橘さん
worry.
は誰でもウェルカムだよ。
Just let him
け
in.
ど、泉志保は連れ戻せ。
Izumi Shiho. Okay, that's the name. That's the name. Remember it. I'm not gonna remember it. But remember it, guys.
ボーカルはヨリがいい。もうちょっとだけヨリを誘って。それでも無理なら諦めるから。
誰だ？
So,
今日
feels
私
like
た
it's
ちの練習
Yori.
日よね。
はーい。どちらさ、
Who?
お願いがあって。その、一緒にバンド。
Let's go! Like how even when she's happy, her eyes are closed. The worst thing she can say is no, right? And then she tells you that I'm gonna need a couple months so that we can hang out and be friends. Nah, we're just kidding. That's good. I think that's good. I think that's the best way that they probably could have gone along here, because clearly somebody has some problems with the way that she feels or doesn't understand the way that she feels, while the other one clearly does. And if you form the relationship instantly, things basically would be bad. One of them would try and progress the relationship past certain points, and then basically would be forcing things upon the other person that they do not want. It's never a great thing. Or the other person would be rejecting the feelings almost of the other person, not allowing the relationship to progress further, and then it would cause more issues there of them feeling kind of lopsided on their own love and energy that they're each putting in. So, I mean, yeah, makes plenty of sense. I don't know. It's always a tricky one. We learn a little bit about it and get the insight from Miki a little bit and the way that she feels, and then get to figure out a little bit more through Himari's mom and the conversation and stuff that we have through her, and then even just through Himari's kind of explaining all of it to Yori. But it's always a tricky situation. It's not as simple as, yeah, let's just take some time to get to know each other and then we'll figure out exactly how things go, because then it's like, all right, what happens if we spend another 6 months together and then things don't turn out the way that I really want them to, and then I just wasted half a year to a year of my life, and you know, we're not friends even by the end of it either, because I was only doing this with the intentions of things kind of turning out one way, right? Like, and then it ruins a relationship as a result. I mean, regardless, the thing that you were trying to avoid from the start, that you would have ruined if you did just accept it to begin with and then figure out that wasn't the case either, you know? So it's like, it's a complicated thing to be in, and that happens a lot where like people get dragged along in these things over and over. The positive to this, like the extreme positive, which Yori even notes, which I think is great, is the actual energy that you can see Himari putting into trying to figure this out and understand her feelings. It's a true, I don't know how to feel in the moment. It's not a, yeah, let's just kind of take things like this, and then that's not actually the case. I know so many different situations where people have kind of taken a relationship like this, and somebody's just like, yeah, I need time, like do all these things, and then like instantly somebody else comes along that they're more interested in, or that they actually like have like an interest in, and then it just crumbles immediately and they go right to that person. It's like, what happened to all this bullshit that you just spewed, right? What the fuck are you talking about? It's like, you thought you needed more time to figure all this out, and that wasn't the case. It was like you were just sitting around waiting for the right person to come along. It's just because that I wasn't the right one or something, right? Like, I've seen that so many fucking times. It's awful when things like that occur. That's why, like, I'm a little like, I don't love just the route of like, yeah, let's just take it slow, let's do all this. It's like, no, because if you're in my position, because what I would do in a position like that, right? And everybody's different, but it's never a, like in Yori's position, I'm saying it's never a, yeah, let's just see how it goes, and in worst situation things don't work out and we'll just be friends at the end of the day, you know. It's like once you've made up your mind, I'm pursuing a friendship or I'm pursuing like a romantic interest in a romantic relationship with this person, and you have to have a distinction in your own head. And I don't know about everybody else if you're able to form those. I'm pretty easily throughout my life so far been able to look at somebody, not look at some, I don't know why, but like start talking to somebody, I guess I should say, and then immediately kind of start realizing the direction that you almost want things to go. And sometimes that evolves over time. That's definitely happened too, but pretty like easily you can usually do that. And then I try and draw a very clear distinction with my interactions with the person, like instantly. How am I going to approach this and speak as if I am friendly with them? Maybe using certain words over and over by calling them like just a friend and things like that, but not trying to do it like in a hurtful way, but saying things more of like that like affirms me constantly stating that they can understand that I view them in that way, or me not doing that and choosing other word choices or other things and other ways of like how I'm approaching the conversation and our relationship that is developing, so that it's very distinct and clear to the person of what the intentions are. And if none of that is established at the start and none of that ever gets done, and then you get into a situation like this and you drag it a little bit because somebody's uncertain or somebody has holdups for whatever the reason is, and somebody's sitting around waiting on that other person to kind of come into these feelings, from my point of view, or from what I would do if I was in Yori's situation, is I'm pretty certain of like what I'm doing and who like what I want this relationship to be. And if that's not the case, there's no relationship at all. Like it's all in or all out. Like it's not, yeah, let's just be friends and like meet in the middle. There's none of that. Which it almost seems like Himari does definitely still want to be on the table had things not go the proper way here, which of course concerns me, because I think that sucks, because there's always going to be that one-sided awkwardness to the relationship of this person being stuck on this person because they have to spend so much time with them. And the only and best way, in my opinion, to get away from all that is to distance yourself entirely and just not be involved with them at all. It's the best way to remove yourself, right? So, but you can see, once again, you do see, and we have the benefit of seeing her own perspective and inner thoughts and the way that she's saying these things, so we can draw the full conclusion. Yes, she's actually really thinking about these. Yes, she's very uncertain. It's not something that she's just telling Yori. That's not the case. And Yori's able to be like, yeah, I can pick that up. But that happens plenty of times too, where somebody's like, yeah, I think that this is what's happening, when in reality you don't know what's going on inside that person's head. So it's like a weird situation to kind of look at, but at the same time it's really good just because we can also see as viewers like, yes, she is trying extremely hard here, and she's not trying to let a relationship kind of form like that. Being very cautious too at the same time of like, I don't want to get into this because I don't want to ruin things instantly either. I don't want her to feel like things are happening when they're actually not, or I feel a certain way when I actually don't, and it causes that kind of weirdness with their relationship, and it just falls apart instantly as a result. So yeah, let's just kind of get to know each other. Let's see what we can do. Let's go out a little bit more. Let's hang out. Let's see, let me learn a lot more about you. And then the more I fall over time, whether that's, for you or against you, I guess, away from you, we'll see what happens. And I mean, it's a good route to take. It definitely is, because we definitely hate the relationships when people immediately form them and they clearly are absent of anything, right? There's no substance to them. I've read a few mangas, I think, like that, if I'm correct, and they're always like that, where somebody just like wants like the feeling or touch of somebody else. Basically, they don't like really understand it or why, or they maybe don't even need that, but they just feel like they're missing out on that, and they need to have that connection to somebody, like because they need to catch up or mature, or they need to feel like they're not alone, or they just like feel like they're on the right path of doing something, and whatever the actual situation is, they just kind of go with the flow and do it, which usually isn't the same thing. You don't actually have like, it's like emotionless at the end of the day, and that's not what you want at all. So this is definitely fine. I don't think I've pointed it out, but I really do like the effects that we use, like the filter that we use too for the backstories or the flashbacks that we're kind of doing. I think we're good. The only thing that isn't great about it is because the actual art and animation within the series is like not great. So when we enter into these modes and we put a filter on, it doesn't really feel too much like a filter. It just feels like we're looking at the normal show in the process, which is a little, they just change like the coloring up a little bit. So it definitely feels a little weird. This is interesting. I really do like her reflecting on this and not wanting to make the same mistake of like constantly telling somebody you love them and all this, but having a different sort of love. At a certain point, the I love you or I love this person or this thing turned or changed from just being like in a friendly, like, yeah, I love being around this person, their presence, all this stuff, to like I'm like interested in them, like romantically or sexually or whatever it is, right? And that's not something that Himari's ever kind of felt or understood, and she's completely at a loss when it comes to it. I mean, and even like today, and that's why like wording and phrasing and stuff is so like important for you to have, like, because I have that too, like where I'll like tell people I love them, but at the same time it's like, or I'll like tell somebody I love somebody else or something, but it's like, you know, I don't mean it that way, like ever, you know. I more so mean it in Himari's way, so like I can fully understand where she's coming from, of just like trying to be like, yes, I like really do love the presence and this person means a lot to me, and I mean it that way. But the thing is, I don't have people around me, they usually, like the people around me usually are aware of what I mean when I say it, as opposed to her situation where everybody's like, what the fuck, and they're completely caught off guard by it. I love us being like, dude, snapping it, you're completely out of it right now, and then us explaining the situation and being like, oh, that's kind of what's going on here, and we have our conversation about that. I really like Miki's situation, like the way that she explains it, which is a little bit of like kind of what I went into, but about like how every person in relationship and situation is different, right? You don't have to both mutually love each other to go into it. It can be one-sided and the other learns to develop and grow over time. Neither you could be interested in, you both learn and like come together over time as well. Like there's a variety of ways that relationships are kind of formed. Some people it's like emotionally, some people it's physically, some people it's like there's a lot of different things that happen, and ways that things can kind of be formed. So to sit around and be like, this is the proper way that love should be described, or this is the proper way that this should be formed or actually happen, it's just not true entirely. And everybody has their own ways of kind of handling and dealing with that, which is like more so what I was trying to get into at the beginning too. It's like there's definitely different situations and things and that you see in the other person, or the ways that you feel and the way that you kind of take things. Like if I was in Yori's situation, it's like make or break here. Like you have to decide what you want. There's no relationship come beginning or end. How long are you willing to hold out before this person kind of develops or figures out what they want to, before you feel like you wasted too much time? And it's finding the lines and the things kind of between that. Whereas other people might be willing to sit around for, I mean, we literally just saw what happened with Himari's mom, right? And her situation, her turn was due down basically for 2 years, and then all of a sudden something ended up forming afterwards. It's like he stuck around for that long. I would not have done that. He's a better man than me, I guess. Or maybe worse, depending on how you take it, right? Like, I would not have done that, but I guess who's the real winner? Because look at him 20 years later with his fucking kid and his hot-ass wife. Like, he's living the dream, and she's completely over the moon for him. So, like, he did what he needed to, but everybody has a different way of kind of handling these things, and her just trying to learn that. I mean, it's her first time being thrown into this different world entirely, figuring it out. It's a bit unfortunate, but it's a lot to kind of rack your brain around. Why is she always on her? Like, what are we gonna develop some stuff with them too? Why are you so attached to her? And we even seen in the ED, she's always holding her toes. Poor girl. Yori's straight emotionless, not even thinking. It seems like we don't know what to do. Come to the roof, of course. No Himari actually here. Yori being like, what the fuck do I actually do in this moment? At a complete loss. Through her talk, though, we were able to come out, you know, she's able to actually express her feelings, be like, I need more time, I need to really think of this through and figure this out. I love Himari turning completely red the moment that, or Yori turning red as soon as she gets the message, and just being like, what the fuck is wrong with me? It's just a message. Aki, who I keep talking about, I don't like. There's no reason for me not to like her. I just don't like the idea of what she could possibly come between. I don't love how she handled the situation of her just like realizing like something's wrong and then just like immediately kind of moving past it or acting like there's like no big deal. I like here where she gets told basically that she asked her out, and then we get like the little moment where she like kind of turns and comes to face her, and you have like a subtle little movement to her face. It's like she drops it for a second, but she comes back, but it's not like the focus to like zoom in on her mouth so you can see like the shift in it or something. It's just like keep her in the background, let it happen like slightly before she comes up, and she's all like energetic, like look at her, she's like, you're fucking kidding me. She's like, are you serious? Everything I love just falling out from me here. She's the definition of somebody who's been waiting around forever, but she also didn't express her feelings properly or anything either. But then puts on some energy here. She's like, you're all good. Don't even worry about it. When she's really not, and she wants to talk about it, but you're trying to avoid it because you have feelings for her, so you're not going to actively want to partake in this conversation and help her out, which I completely understand. The talk with the mom is great. Absolutely so blessed to have your mother like this. I like the images of the dad. Look at him. What a fucking guy. But we express explain their situation, how all of that came, and right, it's another example of a relationship that's different in the way that it was formed. It's exactly similar to exactly what's happening with you and Yuri. You know, it's your first year. She came forward and said something to you. You had to make up your mind. You're like, I didn't love her that way. Your mom made the decision, okay, let me not start this relationship. Let me not go through and do any of this. But the person was persistent and kept trying. Your situation, do I want to put myself in that same shoes and see like if I actually change and develop this over time, or do I want to just go for it? What do I want to do? How do I want to handle this? And you can kind of take a little bit, you can follow in line with her and do exactly as she did, but at the same time you can try and expand and actually understand your feelings. Well, her mom didn't really, and she just figured she was doing the right thing by like, I don't understand this, or I don't love this person, let me just leave it as it is. You can use that as definite examples for going forward and how you want to handle this. I hate her sending the text tonight here. I get it, but I hate it. It's like, dude, I would not be able to sleep. I would not be able to function in school the whole next day. It's awful. Oh, speaking of seeing this girl, I gotta check if Koga Oi's her VA. Yeah, it is. Okay, I just had to because the voice was way too familiar. That's what I thought. We run up to the roof. Of course, Yuri's here. And then we get a great conversation between them. Let me explain. I love you, but not the same way. I hate that we went into these, but it's so funny. It actually works so well. And we get to just explain, you get to really see that she's been trying and thinking about this for days on end. She does care. She doesn't want things to be ruined. She doesn't want this relationship to be ruined right off the start, because she finally got something that she thought was great, but she doesn't want to tell you that she doesn't love you because she doesn't actually know. She does, but not in the exact same way that you do. She doesn't know how to feel and how to move forward and do any of this. And Yuri's just kind of understanding. She's like, you know what? I get it. As long as you're giving me a shot, you're willing to keep giving me this chance, let us hang out a little bit more and develop this, which I think is fantastic. I love her hitting her with the line too of like, oh, don't even fucking worry about it because I'm gonna make you still fall extremely hard for me, which is great. I love getting the different cat moments of her too, this episode. Or are they supposed to be dogs? Usually dogs have the floppy ears. I guess it is a dog because of the big bushy tail, but I guess that could be a cat. I think it's dog. I don't know. What are they going with? I mean, she is the dog type, right? But I feel like we're supposed to go like some floppy ears with her. She'd be really cute with them. But clearing up the misunderstanding, basically, or not misunderstanding, but clearing up the relationship between the two. It's great. Do we ever really get that? Absolutely not. Also, didn't mention it. I did, I think, during the reaction. I love that we did go to the mom and talk to her. We usually leave family out of these things entirely, which I fucking hate. The fact that we're able to develop a strong family that is still put together and actually have her come and speak to her mom and, in her time of need and have her around is fantastic. We never get those things. And I fucking hate that they always do that. There's a lot of times when you're telling these stories, it's easier to do that and let the characters figure out a lot of these things on their own. But when you can do strong family things and actually implement parents and stuff, it's great. And a lot of shows just don't take the opportunity to ever do it, which I don't absolutely love. So I'm happy that we're able to get this here. And at this moment, Yuri decides, fuck it, I'm joining the band. Let me in. And I really am happy about that. We also learned the name. I told you guys not to forget. I forgot. I'll look. Shino Izumi. That's the name. Don't forget the name. I'm going to forget again next week, but she's probably important for something that we're going to probably get into. I don't know. Maybe she's not. I don't know. But they keep talking about this band member who left and all this, and they even give her a name and everything, so she's got to be important. But Yuri's in the band, and that's a great thing. The relationship continues to be developing. We're going to spend some time together. Hopefully next week we go on another date and make some cute moments for everybody together, which I think I would really like. And I think we're on track for some good shit to go down. Well, Himari figures out her feelings a little bit more, and Yuri puts her foot on the gas a little bit, which I think will be great. Hopefully you guys enjoy it as much as I have. If you liked it all, like and subscribe. Do mean a lot to me. Feel free to check out the videos and channel. Leave comments about this episode or series. I will be back for Whisper Me a Love Song episode 4 next week. I hope you guys have a fantastic week. See ya.